got that.
Are you putting that into the show?
What is up, everybody? Glad to be with you guys. We just got back. Sorry we're a little bit later than normal.
Question of the week.
Just got back.
Yep, we just got back. We were
I got it.
watching the race over at Matt's house, so took a while to get back to the Here for the Speed studio.
I got it, Jake. Don't worry.
I got it. You just double posted it. You're so dumb.
I was already there.
Oh my goodness.
Don't worry about it.
Well, if you
Rants.
tune in from the
Box
show, we will definitely answer some questions towards the end of the podcast. So go ahead and drop them in the YouTube chat.
Yep. Once we get the, I'll get the poll started in a little bit, but we'll go ahead and start the show, and then we'll go from there. Let me know when you guys are ready, and we'll start
What
the
is
actual
up,
show.
Brent?
All right, you guys ready?
I was gonna
Hold
no,
on,
sir.
buddy.
No,
Hold
sir.
on, hold on.
Oh, okay.
Hoda.
What's up, Brent? What's up, Megan? Glad to see you guys.
say.
If you guys are watching, say hello.
Halo. Great game.
Halo.
Great game.
I am not yet. How about that? I can't hear what you're saying. Oh yeah. So thank you, everybody. We
Lindsay,
did hit
you wanna-
300 subscribers.
you
so
wanna turn
thank
that
you.
off?
Did we hit 300?
We need to at least.
Let's go.
We either need to turn it down or turn it off or
Nice.
turn it at
Turn it
least
off.
low. Turn it
Cold
low.
outside.
Yeah, that's true.
Just
Everyone say hi to Lindsay.
Hi, Lindsay. That was
Wow.
Wow.
What just happened?
Debut appearance.
That was
right there,
weird.
everybody.
Everything just blinked.
I've been on the podcast.
That is true. She has.
Have you?
Well, Brent doesn't know that.
Twice.
She was on when you guys went to Bristol.
And I was on.
What other time? What's up, Louie? Let me-
Oh,
let-
Lewis is here?
Yes, he is.
Bro, he niced himself.
He niced
Lewis, you
himself,
got-
bro.
100%.
We didn't even have to help him.
Lewis, do you have your toaster ready?
Toaster.
Toaster.
Is ready.
Megan said hi to Lindsay.
He's a bottle of Rebel Deep.
Ready?
All right, you ready?
I'm ready. You
All
guys
right.
ready?
We're the Rebel, yeah.
Wow, just got really awkward.
Did you even pull up the thing?
Yeah.
Everyone's phone on mute.
Yeah.
Why
No,
did
no, no. The song.
Yeah, it's ready.
Put on silent. Yeah.
Oh, you got it queued up?
Yeah.
Put your phones
I'm,
on
I'm
silent.
doing things.
He's ready, bro.
He ready?
Lewis beat me by 16 points.
The only thing I haven't figured out.
Oh, man. Had another rough week, boys, in the fantasy league.
Because you suck.
Yeah.
You'll start
I haven't-
taking
yeah, I have
Jeff's
yet to
advice.
figure out how to turn that off.
This is my first.
That's
good-
how I know I'm doing bad
No,
when Jeff's beat me that hard.
Nah, bro. Like this is my first.
Me and
good
DJ
week.
had, honestly, I think
I
the
had a-
same exact
I had a
picks
rough
this
week last
right?
2 weeks.
We had a good
rough
week,
Daytona.
DJ.
All right, you guys ready?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Golly.
Oh,
day.
Sorry, you two.
I gotta fix something, so bear with me.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Sloppy.
Apparently,
Mm.
one of my tracks can
F in the
I can
chat.
turn it off.
F in the
but I
chat for
can't.
DJ.
Yeah, this is
Talk
awkward.
about-
We may have to finish this song because I don't know how to get it to stop.
You want to just pull it up on YouTube?
I might have to. Bear with me, please hold for this technical problem.
You could at least put the
Jack-
music back on. That way you figure out how to
Jake, are
talk
you
it.
a connoisseur of Monster Energy drinks?
No.
You're not?
I switched.
Really? What'd you switch over to?
Celsius.
Ooh,
Sloppy. I knew you were.
Wow.
I knew you were a Joy fan.
Celsius.
I
I don't know. I like the mental clarity. This
Yeah.
sounds like a total ad.
I love mental clarity.
Well, the problem is, I like to stop at racetrack, and racetrack quit carrying rock stars. So
Did they really?
big sad, bro.
Yeah.
all right.
There's nothing like that white rock star.
Next
dude.
thing you know, he's gonna be
Fire.
stacking pennies or whatever.
All right, I'm ready.
Stacking nickels.
Totally random.
Well, it's because Corey LaJoy's got the Celsius car.
Is he still sponsored?
I don't know if he still is, but
Is he still racing?
He used to.
Anyway, all right, here we go.
We do it live.
He could run his.
stacking pennies.
Oh my god.
Christopher Bell goes back to back and wins the race at COTA, and we saw everything from hard racing, strategy plays. But is this the last race we ever see at COTA, or are we going to have more in the future? We don't know. But what is up, everybody? I am DJ. Glad to be with you. I'm with Here for the Speed, and I am joined by the one and only
Jacob.
and
Just Jeff.
What's up, everyone? Matthew here.
what's up?
What's up?
What's up?
Yeah,
How you doing, DJ?
I'm all right. I'm just
Mr.
hanging
Melon
on.
Man.
Yeah,
I'm
I was
excited.
off.
I think the tour is back, boys.
You think so?
I think the tour is
it
spreading.
might be
to-
back.
I think
I
it was
think-
the horns.
I think the
Running every week.
What do they say? The chrome bumper? Give him the horns.
Give him the chrome horn.
dude.
There you
I think
go.
that I think the tour is spreading to all of Trackhouse. I think the whole team is
I
just
think
like,
it's transferred over to Spire.
yeah,
I think Spire has taken over some of that with Hosovar.
yeah. I don't know. I don't know why it's doing that.
Oh man. So, anyways, what's up, fellas? How's your week?
It was good.
Man, good stuff.
Long week.
It was a very busy week for me. I'm glad to be a weekend, and now it's over.
Glad to be
so-
back.
Glad to be a weekend.
Yeah,
Yeah?
and now
I'll
we're
be
going
honest,
back
man.
to the week, regular week.
I look forward to the podcast, I think, every week.
Yeah, it's
Every
yeah.
week,
it's always
I'm
the
like,
best
you know
part.
what? Race it down, watch a race, take some notes, sit down here, and just kind of shoot the blank with
The
y'all.
stuff.
The stuff.
Stuff.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm finding myself getting back into the rhythm. I'm like, dang, 5 more days till car's back on track. This sucks.
Without trucks this week, it was kind of like,
Quick.
what do we do Friday?
Yeah,
I mean,
I
they
know.
had like 3 hours worth of qualifying and practice, but still,
Yeah,
it was like, they could have had a
it
race.
wasn't. And, I mean,
Do you
it's
know
kinda-
why they stopped bringing trucks? Was
no,
there a reason?
I mean, it's just probably. I mean, I don't know. I imagine because there's only so many truck races, right? They added Rockingham, so maybe this is the race that got
that's sad.
got. I don't know, got cut. I mean, this was a great truck race because it was just wild,
Yeah.
you know. So I don't know, but if y'all missed the trucks, let us know in the chat. DJ, my eyes are good, but they ain't that good.
You know
If
what?
could
You're gonna
zoom
have.
that thing
I
in.
can't because I got to do a poll.
Yeah,
Oh,
definitely.
okay, do your poll.
Definitely
Anyways,
miss trucks.
so me
DJ's
and-
on the pole, everybody.
Every week.
Wow,
That's probably.
he was busy.
was
He
probably
did- I heard he
robotic.
made good money this week.
You
Wait,
know,
what were you
it-
saying, Roman?
it happens
No, say
sometimes.
so. Me and Matt, while we wait for DJ to do his poll, we went to Monster Jam last night. Took the family.
Dude, that was fun.
That was a
I haven't been
blast.
to Monster Jam since I was a kid. Probably like 7 or
Dang.
8. It's been a long time. There's only 3 cars I really knew: Megalodon, Gravedigger, and El Toro Loco.
I was
Yeah.
about to
El
say, if
Toro
you don't
Loco.
say Gravedigger, that's a problem.
No, those were the 3 that I like consistently knew, and the rest of them were all fairly new to me. But it was a great event.
Yeah, it's fun.
Honestly, the best part was the beginning, the races.
Yeah,
You know,
I mean, big surprise.
Yeah, big surprise there. But for the Orlando like Monster Jam, there was a lot of, I hate to say it, but there was a lot of big jumps, but there wasn't much of anything else. Like
yeah,
everything was a big jump until it broke.
yeah.
And it was like there was no donuts, there was no bicycles, there was no stoppies. Like it was just, oh, there's a giant jump. Oh, it blew up. Up. He lost the wheel.
Yeah. It was like who could get the most big jumps, throwing a backflip. You know what I mean?
That
Like,
was it.
The
Everyone-
backflip is insane.
Yeah, I wanted to see him do like 2 or 3 at a time. Like,
So I think when we went, so I took my boys last year, and I think Gravedigger did 2 in a row, and it broke. But it was like you could
That's
do double
wild.
backflips.
I feel
No,
like they
not
should.
not true double, but like go up, flip, land,
know
and
it.
hit it again, and
they
flip
make it
again.
they make it look so easy. They should be able to. You know, make it look harder.
Yeah,
He's just like, oh, let me just do a flip in a car. Like, cool, okay. I
Right.
guess that's fine.
I've always loved Monster Jam. I used to like when they did the I don't know if they ever
They
did
didn't
this
know-
in Florida, but they used to have like the drag strip. It used to be like on a drag strip with like jumps, and they would like start off side by side, and it would just
yeah,
be like a
I've
straight.
seen that before.
Yeah, super.
No,
cool.
this was like they had the same course, but they were like kind of
Reversed.
inverted.
They were inverted.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. That was
It's always
wild.
super cool.
Honestly, the whole event could have been that, and I would have been happy.
Yeah. Oh
You know.
yeah. I mean, well, yeah. I mean, it's a race.
Yeah, it was.
I kind of felt like a homer. I'm like, the best part is the racing.
Well, it was just weird. Like nobody did donuts.
Nah, yeah.
Nobody
I mean,
did a
we
donut.
talked about it a little bit. I think they watered the surface, the dirt too much.
It was just weird.
It was super
You know?
tacky. Like anytime anybody tried to turn real quick, they almost wanted to like.
I felt
flip over.
felt so bad for Elena because
Yeah.
the one girl car sparkle shot, right? It's the unicorn, pink, rainbow, unicorn monster truck. It wasn't there.
Yeah.
Like nobody knew it wasn't going to be there, but it wasn't there,
Yeah. It's a bummer.
you know? So we really tried to hype the zombie car because that was like, that was the car to beat all race was the zombie car. So everyone was doing the zombie with Thriller. It was fun. Like she didn't really miss it, but I was like, nobody bring up Sparkle Shot. Or else
Nobody
this
talk
is gonna
about the
get really
unicorn.
sad. Yeah, nobody bring up the unicorn. And they kept showing videos of her on the screen. I was like, turn that off. This
Yeah,
is not
right.
needed.
I do think it's funny watching like the big screen. It is literally one giant advertisement to like sell things to your kids. I'm just
Yes.
like,
Yes.
Quit showing toys. Stop, please. Because like every 30 seconds, my youngest is like, "Daddy, I want that. Look at that. It jumps." I'm like,
The video game.
"Stop."
You're like, yeah, but that's
No.
$60.
Oh,
Is that on Game
that's so
Pass?
cool though.
Oh man,
Yeah, I picture the Monster Jam toys nowadays are so much better than when we were little.
dude. Right?
It's like, oh, like
Dude, they're like legit diecast now. Like,
yeah,
they're
that's pretty sick.
like dual springs, like
Dude, we
the
need to
neon
get- we
lights
need-
inside, everything.
It would be so sick to have a couple. I mean, I know it's not like our theme, but to have like a diecast
a lot
somewhere
cheaper,
here,
I'll tell you that.
that would be tight. Like just a
The legit monster truck cars,
Yeah.
they're
Like
like
a
half the
legit
price of a
Gravedigger or
Lion-O
something.
car.
oh yeah, I'm sure, but like a legit Gravedigger or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that'd be sick.
Kuzman said it's pretty awesome that the monster truck guys can just like do a stoppie, and they can just
Yeah.
they can literally just stop just right there and just
Oh.
stay there.
Who was it that did the wave? Was it
Ah,
Laura Tocco?
the dinosaur one?
Oh, it was Jurassic Attack.
Yeah,
Jurassic Attack. He literally did a stoppie, right? And then his rear axles, he like shifted them and it waved to the crowd. That was wild.
yeah,
and
it was
then,
pretty cool.
And then he took the steering wheel and threw it out the front of the car
And then drove backwards on the front two wheels.
with no steering wheel.
I don't know how he didn't win. It was ridiculous.
Yeah.
So, all right,
Yeah,
y'all
that's
ready
super
to
cool, man.
break it down? That's what I mean. Do you guys do anything else? Just normal.
No,
stuff?
just a normal week for me. I mean, just worked and getting ready to do a little bit more traveling during the week though, so I'll be able to be here and watch
Good.
NASCAR. So, yeah, pretty exciting stuff.
That's cool,
Yep,
man.
yep, yep.
Building chandeliers, man.
Hey man.
A lot of fun.
Anything to make that dough.
Yeah,
DJ,
man.
did you jump into IndyCar this week?
A little bit.
I know they had St. Pete running. I did not have the time to watch it. So
Yeah, I watched it a little bit.
I think
there-
Alex Pillow won.
Yeah, there
And
was
he's with
He's
Chip
reigning
Ganassi.
champion.
Chip
right?
Ganassi.
Chip
Yeah,
Ganassi,
he won
all
last
right.
year. Yeah, I was watching it, and I'll be honest, I was very curious because I was like, oh, okay, IndyCar, taking over. They got Fox now, and we know everyone knows how we feel about Fox. And I was like, wow,
I think it's just
that
rude at
punk
this point,
actually did a good job.
right?
It was kind of and like there was things about it that I was like, okay, they show the car and like from a driver cam, which they've always had that, but then they overlay like all this telemetry. There's
Oh, that must be
throttle,
nice.
brake, there's speed, there's your RPMs, what gear they're in, all this stuff while you're watching the driver cam, kind of like a video game. And I'm like, huh,
That thing looks like a straight rip right off of F1.
it does. It 100% does. But
but it's great.
It's good.
Yeah,
As
it's good.
they did a good
It's
job.
better
with
than
it.
like NASCAR that has like the telemetry up there. It's like way delayed.
yeah,
Why is Fox way better with IndyCar than NASCAR?
it's really
Money.
frustrating.
Sad.
That's yeah.
Money.
Sad.
Roger Penske.
Because
pays
even
more money.
like, I mean, like obviously we'll get there, but like just as far as coverage is concerned, it's like we're in like the end of the race at COTA, and it's like everything's happening, and you're just like, this isn't the shot I want.
zoom in
I
on this
know.
dust.
This isn't
cloud.
where the racing is. Like you're showing Kyle Busch just kind of do his thing, and then everyone else is like racing for their lives back in the middle and like not showing it at all.
Yeah,
That's kind of lame.
It's wild.
Yeah, so I mean, there was that. There was a couple of other graphics I thought were really cool. Their graphics package in general, I thought was much better. One of the things that was really good that I thought they did was, like in here we'll see like a driver interview after a wreck or something. Normally they go side by side or something with it. Well, with Indy, they just put like a little picture-in-picture up there, like, and they still had the whole race, but just right up by the scoring pylon, they just had just the driver's face while they're being interviewed. Thought that was great. The other thing was they actually would show them the incidents as they were being interviewed, so that way the driver could react to the incident from the camera,
crazy.
as
idea.
opposed to NASCAR drivers getting interviewed and it's just like, oh, I don't know, I haven't seen it.
yeah.
Well, great, here's a view of it. Like that was great. But otherwise, I thought they did a good job. Jamie Little was there, so I thought that was kind of interesting that she was not at COTA. But yeah, so I thought that was kind of interesting. But I mean, otherwise, I thought the broadcast they did really solid. The race had some interesting things play out, especially toward the end of the race. So I thought that was good. So I mean, all in all, it was a good start for their season.
You said there was something building up towards the end that
Yeah.
just didn't happen.
Yeah.
Who was it with?
It was
McLaughlin?
it was Newgarden.
Newgarden.
Newgarden was chasing down Award.
Yeah.
Sorry, not Award. Yeah,
Alex.
Pillow.
Alex.
Pillow. Sorry,
Pillow.
Pillow. Wrong one. He
They're
was-
all new names.
Hey,
I know. I'm working
hold
it.
on. Breaking news here.
What?
Keselowski seemed to get medical attention post race, taken on a stretcher, probably overheated.
That's because he got in
because
fifth.
he didn't
yeah.
spin out.
I was gonna say he's actually finished a road course.
Gotta water the horse.
Yeah,
No.
that's what it is.
His cool suit failed.
He's never finished a road course.
Whoa, this is too much. In all
Yeah.
seriousness, no, it sounds like
I hope he's okay. Yeah, like
his
seriously.
cool suit failed,
Oh.
That could be.
and it was. I mean, it wasn't that hot in Texas, but they said
It
the track
was
temp
hot
was
enough.
what 120.
I saw 105 at the start of the race, so I'm sure it got
Oh
hotter.
my goodness.
Like I said, gotta
Sounds like he's
Listen.
all good now though. But yeah,
Listen.
cool suit definitely failed.
So yeah, so
You know you're getting old.
gotta water the horse.
What was the last time I saw Clint Boyer come out of a road course? He was like sitting on the side of the car, like. Yeah, you remember?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Hey, you know you're old now.
yeah. So
Yeah.
so going back to that real quick, just to kind of last thing is there was a 3-way battle for the end, and it was looking like the two guys in second and third were chasing down first place,
Mhm.
which was Pillow, and it was looking like this is going to be a fight for the last 5-6 laps. And I don't know if Newgarden eventually just tires didn't play out or whatever, but kind of fell back, and then I forgot. I think it was Dixon was in third. Past him at the end there. And so anyway, we ended up not having a great battle there at the end, but it was still, last 10 laps or so, it was looking like it was going to be really interesting. So overall, it was a good race. Like I said, for their start of their season, pretty good.
they had a big wreck right off the rip, right?
Yeah.
Was that lap
Turn
one?
three. Turn 3 on lap
That
1.
happens at St. Pete like almost every year.
Yeah.
Like the first corner going in there. Or
Yep.
not first corner, but that first lap, first
Haley-
couple corners, there's almost
Haley
always a
Deegan
wreck.
ran it, right?
No, that she's in the next series. Or
Oh,
next
gotcha, okay.
series. I forgot. It's like their equivalent of the Xfinity series. Is where she's at. So she's not in the
I was
main
gonna
How'd
ask
she
like
do?
where she finished, but
I don't actually. I
care.
didn't get a chance to see that one, so I don't know. I didn't get a chance to watch that one.
I caught the very beginning. They wrecked early, and then
I
I got
saw-
busy and missed the rest of
Saw
it.
some stuff on social media that within like a few laps she was multiple seconds down. I can't confirm or deny. I just saw something on social that was like, maybe this wasn't the best move.
F in the chat, boys.
Yeah, so I don't know. I could be wrong.
She'll figure it out.
Yeah, I mean it's a. I mean Dana could.
There's
figure
still
it out.
F1.
They still have one.
JFP says, check on your friends who are Bush fans.
Oh, he's in the chat.
Yeah,
He's
don't
here.
worry, he's here.
He's here.
The one and only. Oh man! All right, so
stuff.
y'all want to break down the race?
Yep.
Yeah.
Let's go for it. Jake, you want to kind of cue us into that while I'm kind of adjusting stuff?
Yeah. So I mean, the first thing, which was kind of like the biggest talking point, was the new layout. What y'all think about the new layout? The shorter layout. They went from, I forget the size, but I mean, cut about a third of the track layout out. What do y'all think? I liked it. I
thought
a
it was
fan.
fine.
I was really worried they're going to kill a couple of passing zones, but I mean, turn 6 and 6A definitely seemed to be 2 passing zones.
Calamity Corner.
It really wasn't until that end, and then it definitely was. When
Yeah.
one got sideways in there, it was
It
a
was
mess.
bad. Yeah,
Looked like the Chicago street race in there.
dude. Right? Like, no, I was thinking the same thing with you. I was worried with them cutting it because I think it's what is it? Turn 7 or is it 8? I don't remember what they label it, but it's that one real tight hairpin
Yeah,
at the very end of the course.
and then
I-
you have the long run all the way back, which
Yeah.
gives you another good one.
Exactly. I was really worried that was going to kill at least one solid passing zone, maybe 2,
Yeah,
and it really didn't. So
No, it really
honestly,
didn't.
I thought this played out really well. One of the few times I've seen them make an adjustment like that I think it actually like worked pretty well.
yeah. I felt like the race was moving really good. So we got those couple cautions there after stage 2. Like the race was moving at a pretty good pace, and it seemed to like really slow down.
That was your boy, right?
Who?
The 3?
Oh, talking about Daytona 500 champion?
Yeah.
Hey, he's pretty good.
He's a what? Did he win a Coke 600?
Yeah, he did.
Yes,
Yeah.
he has,
Wow.
yeah.
Shocking.
I think
He's actually won in the state of Texas before too.
That's
That is true.
Just not here.
absolutely shocking.
He got wrecked, bro. I mean, I don't know what to say.
I don't know what to say either. It's
Yeah.
Austin Dillon.
I don't know.
I
don't know.
But going back
Denny's
to
car must have broke. I don't know what happened. Sorry.
Ran out of
Yeah, how was
talent.
Denny today?
Well, I mean, okay. So
Daytona 500 champion.
one of my drivers decided to get back on the Don't Give a F tour and absolutely sent the 9, which caused the 11 to send Baby Gibbs into orbit
We
off of the 11.
Rocket
like-
Man.
It was like all my drivers all at one, or my 2 drivers all at one time. I'm like, this is just not good.
Take him out.
Turn 1. All
That's
right.
funny.
Yeah, that's how it works.
Yeah,
Like,
so it was
go
rough. Rough from the get. Not that Denny Hamlin's a great road course racer, but it was rough from
Yeah.
the start.
Yeah, but going back to what you're saying though, I do enjoy this setup over last year's setup.
Yeah.
As far as the course is concerned, I don't know what it is about like making it shorter but having more laps. I don't know. Like I felt like maybe that did something to it that I really liked.
Yeah.
I felt like the drivers were making the most out of the non-passing zones, like the speed zones, and trying to like, you know,
Yeah.
especially through like the S's and stuff, like really, you know, trying to gain speed there and like, you know, because the passing zones were on paper limited compared to the other setup. I felt like they were really trying to like push the speed.
Yeah.
I
So
don't know.
let's share this with like one of our next topics. We had a new tire, right?
Yeah.
So I think those zones that aren't passing zones, where it's more like through the S's, you're not going to pass through the S's,
You can gain time.
but you can
gain
gain
time.
time depending on the tire wear. Which I thought the new tire was fantastic,
yeah, I
way
actually
better.
don't have much to complain on with this tire.
Nah, this was pretty good. I mean, I think we want to see maybe like some other tracks with it,
You
see
know-
how it does. But it was good.
I was
Like you
gonna
could see them overheat it and slow down and be passable.
Yeah.
It's not like they slow down enough to you could get to somebody but not pass them. Like, I mean, they still slow down enough to William Byron at the end of the race had every chance to knock Bell out of the way.
Yeah.
Right. But he decided not to. He wanted to pass him clean because he said post race that him and Bell always race good together. So he didn't want to just go in there and clean him out.
Well,
You
even,
know?
That's
even
fair.
Bell was saying the same thing to an extent about Kyle. You know,
Yeah.
he could
Oh,
he
yeah.
could have sent Kyle many times.
There was that one time, man. He straight up turned right going
Yes.
into turn one to not do what he did last
Yeah.
year.
Yeah, so I
I
thought
think
that
that's
was
fair
good.
though,
But-
man. That's
but-
your respect with the drivers.
Yeah,
what's
I think
I
that's
just don't think you want
totally
to get
fair.
yelled at again.
No, probably not. Kyle would probably give him the business.
Probably.
listen, we
He's
did this
half a
last
bottle
year.
of Rebel
We're
in.
doing it again.
Have a bottle
Yeah.
of Rebel in.
But
You better
what
watch
was really
out.
cool that I like noticed is that like it's the racing didn't depend on the passing zones. It depended how you raced on the speed zones to set yourself up for passing.
Yeah.
So it was kind of like if you have 2 or 3 speed zones before a passing zone, like if you're racing, you know, neck to neck with someone and you outpace them on 2 of those 3 zones, you're going to be really set up to make a pass. And if you don't if they outpace you on 2 out of 3 of those zones, then they're going to make that. They're going to keep their position. So I don't know. That's just something I noticed, and I really enjoyed that.
I think
you
the
know.
thing I'm the biggest fan about this tire is you could overdrive the car. And that has
Oh,
been
yeah.
non-existent at COTA the last couple
Yeah.
of years. Like, you drive through hard through the S's, you start breaking loose.
Mm-hmm.
And the drivers were able to save it, which was cool too. Because like that's the thing with this car, like it's hard to save. So it's cool. Like the tires seem to like you
Give
could
it
lose
a little
grip,
give.
counter steer, and get back, but then you'd lose time going into a passing zone.
Yeah,
And, I
which
mean
is
there was a
fine.
lot of. I would love to see. I hope somebody will post the stats of caution, or I'm sorry, passes this year versus last year, because
At
it
COTA.
has to be way more. Not just the lead. I'm talking about like just throughout the field. It's got to be way more.
It felt like it was.
Yeah, for real, right? So, overall, I mean, it was a good race. You guys want to rate it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. What you guys go first? I'll go. Matt,
I'll
start with.
I'll give it a
jump.
green. Oh,
Yeah.
good. I'm gonna give it. I'm just gonna give it a green. I liked it. It was good. I'm enjoying it. I hope it comes back.
Really? Man, I give it a checkers again.
Yeah.
I thought it was great. I thought it was
Perfect
a fantastic race. Yes, perfect. I'm good.
There's nothing
Tire was
else you
good.
wanted.
Nothing else I wanted.
Cool.
I thought
Mm.
the distance was great. The laps were great. The tire was great. Drivers knew how to handle it after they had plenty of practice to figure it out. It wasn't a shit show in the beginning. You know, they figured it out in practice and they actually were able to drive respectably during the race. So
Except for turn one.
Yeah, but
I mean,
that's just
your
turn
boy.
one.
Leave, I mean, that's your boy.
I'm glad we're back.
We're back. Okay.
Yeah, if we're
I'm sure he got a
about-
phone call after the race.
Oh.
Don't worry about it.
yeah.
No, I'll take checker. Checker all day. This is a great race. Keep her going.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, based off of how much we've dogged COTA in the past, I would say this. I would agree with Matt. I think this is a checkered flag.
It was great.
You know, for a road course. You know, you can't. I couldn't ask for much more out of a road course than what we saw, especially how insane the last 12 laps were.
Yeah.
Like you had 4 drivers dogging for the lead, like at the end, and actually being very competitive.
The last
It
15
was
Not,
laps
and
were
not
good.
awesome.
and not just dooring
You
people
know,
each other
mean,
other either.
Bell started 19th and he won the race legitimately. There wasn't any tricks. There was no
Not even a strategy.
flip
Like a,
of the stage. No
Yeah.
last lap caution where he stayed out. He got himself to the front and he won that race. That was
Clean,
but the
cleanly
thing is-
too.
very good. Yes,
Yeah.
it was a good race.
But the thing is that they were racing. There was a lot of racing in the middle. Like we were like freaking out in the middle of the race where it's like they got halfway to go and they're racing like this on a
Oh
road
yeah,
course.
there were
It's
like 30 to go, and
yeah,
we're like,
it's like what are you doing?
there's still like 60
door
miles
banging.
left.
Yeah.
yeah. So I'll give it a checkered flag for COTA. you
Good
know?
stuff.
All right.
Yeah.
Cool.
Jake,
I say green.
oh, you said green.
Yeah.
Green. Yeah,
Yeah.
there's some minor things, but I mean, overall, good.
Yeah,
I don't know what they are that I want better, but
I
there was like that 20 lap stretch in stage 2 where it was kind of like, all right, everything's kind of single file out, but it paid
Kinda
off at the
felt
end.
long.
They did get back accordion back
Yeah.
together.
Yeah.
So
my I keep saying I think I told you guys I was going to go yellow, but I'm actually going to move mine to green. I know I'm going
oh
against
my
it.
gosh, this guy.
Well, no, because I've got thinking about it. I'm like, the problem is I'm like, my only
Oh no, he's
complaint.
thinking.
I know. Watch out, everybody. My problem is I have one issue with this race, and it's only one, and it really wasn't that bad. It's the typical thing that we have: track limits.
Yeah.
I still hate track limits,
Yeah.
and that's a problem. However, what they did kind of, I don't want to say it fixed it, but it was a lot better today. Drivers didn't have the issue. When they did have the issue, they came up with the solution of the Joker lap or whatever you want to call it on I forgot where it was, turn 12 or something like that, where you had those green little areas where you had to kind of pull off, do a stop. That makes more sense than any of the other ways they were having to officiate it over the last couple of years. So I thought that they did a good job kind of fixing that, but I still don't like it. I still just would rather just make it to where if there's a wall there to prevent them or whatever, barriers, whatever it is, you got to drive it without moving the barriers.
So they were talking about
Because
putting those
they got
barriers in
rid
there.
of them or something, right?
Yeah, and actually, I can't remember who it was who said it. It could have been on the broadcast, could have been on Twitter. I'm not sure, but somebody made a great point of the problem is like you can't put a physical wall in there because of the angles. It'll be almost a head-on impact.
Mm.
So you have to use something movable. Problem is, every time somebody hits it, you're gonna have to throw a yellow to fix it.
And that happened at Sonoma.
The tires.
The tires at Sonoma
Yeah.
was the same issues.
So and then it seems like to me like you have some people that like they miss it by or they it's real close and they cut it just too much. But then it's like other times like they just flat out miss it
Yeah.
and like they just go straight.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Through an S. So I think I don't know. I kind of feel like this is what it's gonna be. I mean,
I think you're going to have a lot of people talking about it too because of turn 6.
why?
Turn
Okay,
6.
so 3, 4, and 5, you have track limits, but 6 you don't.
Yeah, I don't know what happened there.
Okay, do we want to
Austin's
go?
keeping it weird.
Bro, that is weird.
Yeah.
So what's crazy is I guess you guys want to go into it. Like,
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
the team seemed to not have any clue that 6 was not part of that list of track limits.
there was a few people
I
I
just
think that
don't
knew
think
it, and that was
They were
it.
paying attention.
SVG definitely knew it because he was doing it from lap 1.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
People
I-
weren't paying attention.
Well, they made a comment at the radio. They radioed it into AJ, and they're like, "Hey, just want to let you know, NASCAR said 6 does not have limits." He's like, "I didn't know it ever did." So
Yeah.
like
Oh
AJ
my
was on
gosh.
the right page.
yeah,
So some drivers knew and some didn't. Like I don't know.
somebody did not read the memo clearly.
Half
Clearly.
the field.
Yeah.
At least.
Because once they knew that, they were all the way into the blue. They skipped the red and went all the way to the blue.
You see Kyle Busch's communications?
No.
Kyle Busch is like, is there no track limits? Because like the 88 SVG keeps cutting like the corner every time. He's like, I don't know. Like his spotter's like, I don't know, but if we do it, we'll be the first ones to get called. I was like, yeah, that's so true. There'll be no track limits there and they'll still get called.
Yeah, right.
Oh, gosh. Yeah,
But-
speaking of SVG, like I wanted to point out what JFB was saying. If anyone should have dumped someone, it was probably SVG, especially towards the end there.
Like who?
Who should he have done?
Well, he was just saying, I don't know. I kind of noticed too, like within that last like 12 laps, like he was just kind of getting dog walked.
I
know,
mean,
as far as, like-
welcome to NASCAR. It's
I mean,
the last
yeah,
few
I mean,
laps.
but-
and that goes.
Look
into
what Austin
but that
Dillon did at
also goes into-
Richmond.
that also goes into what Yinny was saying, where it's, he comes from where he comes from, you get penalized for racing like that, and I'm like, well, this is NASCAR. You gotta
Yeah,
pay if you have
he
to.
knows.
You know what I mean?
I feel like he raced pretty aggressively. I mean, he almost sent
Yeah, I mean,
Chastain, it looked like, but it could have been. It's hard to say. It looked like he could have been
What's up, Jason?
shoved by somebody else behind him because we were on the in car. Couldn't tell. I mean, again, we're on the in car, like battling for the end of the race, and we're
Mhm.
stuck on in car cams when the whole field's fighting for like top 7 positions all right there. I don't know why, but whatever. But
Yeah, I just distinctly remember one time they took it 3 wide and they were borderline pushing SVG into the
Into
into
the
the,
wall.
sand, and I'm just
Oh,
like,
into the gravel.
yeah, into the ground. I'm
Oh,
like, "Ooh."
gosh.
I'm like, oh gosh, bro. Yeah.
They're gonna wreck him.
They figure he's
Yeah.
he's from Australia. He can handle dirt. I guess like he'll be fine.
Yeah, he's SVG seemed to be really good first half, and then
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe I mean these cars, these toe links are so sensitive. I mean,
I
if
still
you
think he
door bang just a little bit too much,
he
you
still
can knock
finished
that thing
like,
out of touch. And he
sixth,
ran okay.
right?
Yeah,
Sixth, I think.
Six.
Yeah.
That's. I mean, I picked him today. I mean,
yeah.
Oh, you had good
I was
picks.
happy with that pick.
Yeah, you
so,
had good picks. What
Yeah.
is up with this whole Bell and Byron finishing like 1-2 the last 3 races in a row? Like, what?
I don't know.
Like,
That is pretty wild.
I mean, Byron wins Daytona and then Bell goes back to back.
Yeah.
And then also Byron finishes second. Like, what was it? Saturday and Sunday? Like,
Yeah.
what? What is in their Kool-Aid? Like, what is
They're
going
on, they're
on?
on a
with these two
heater,
teams?
man. I think we're looking at 2 championship 4 favorites for sure.
Bell.
I
for
mean, is
sure.
it too early for that? Maybe, but I mean,
No.
Well, remember we were
they are
saying
super speedways in a road course.
we-
I mean, I don't know.
we did
but-
say all last year. Remember, we were all pretty much saying that we expected Bell to be in the championship 4.
Yeah.
So I mean,
Yeah.
start off the year strong. Byron did this last year. He started off the year strong and then disappeared for the rest of the season.
Guess where we're going next week?
Track where Christopher Bell should be really good.
He won
Phoenix?
this
Oh, yeah.
race last year.
Yep.
The Spring
Yep.
Phoenix. He won it. So
As long as he doesn't blow a brake rotor, he should be
does
good.
Christopher Bell go 3 in a row at the beginning of the season?
that would be.
That'd be insane.
That
not?
would be
Insane.
ridiculous.
That
Set
would be
yourself up.
insane.
Yeah.
I almost didn't pick him today because I had him for fantasy, but I almost didn't pick him just because he won last week. Where I'm like, oh, what are the
What are the odds?
What are the odds that the winner
Yep.
of last week does well again? Not
I
does
mean,
well, but wins.
We were
at
kind of
least.
debating this a little bit
I was
before
like,
we got on, but like Christopher Bell, I wouldn't call him a favorite. Maybe a little bit of a dark horse on the road courses. He has some, but it's been a few
He's
years
good
since
at
he's been
COTA.
very strong.
No, he's
Yeah.
good at COTA.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
weird. There's certain like good road course drivers, and then there's people who are just good at COTA.
Yeah.
It's
I-
very different.
Again, I believe we were looking at the same website when it came to his stats
Yeah.
and stuff like that. So,
Questionable stats, 'cause
questionable
some of them were not
stats.
right.
But according to those stats, I think of his last 10 or 11 races at road courses that he had 8 top 10s.
Yeah.
So I was
something,
like,
something like that.
so I was, I wouldn't consider. I know the NASCAR app when you scroll to the bottom for our fantasy league because that's what we use for our fantasy league. It has like the hot picks and what they project to be good and like
Right.
people to stay away from and stuff like that. The sleeper was actually Chris Buescher, and that actually
Which
proved to be pretty true.
I thought
today.
it was.
you
You know,
know.
a top 10 finish.
He had like
he won Watkins Glen.
yeah, but
He beat SVG on the last lap. Straight up.
yeah, but you know who wasn't a sleeper was Elliott. He has several road course wins, and he wasn't even on the list.
But Elliott sucks on
But-
the
With the next gen.
next
next
gen
gen.
car.
But
He
he
has
has
zero.
wins.
Except today.
What do you
Today
have
he was
win?
pretty
the
solid.
stat
in
that
the
they
in the last car.
the
Does he even
stat
have a
they
win
said-
in the next gen car?
No,
No.
I was
Not
just
a
going to
road
bring
course.
that up. The stat that they put on there before he, wrecked and dropped way back initially was that of 16 road course starts in the next gen car, he has 0 wins.
Yeah. Yeah. I-
0.
I think Hendrick is well, I don't want to say that because
But he did good today.
Byron and
back.
Or one here last year.
Larson both have wins in the next gen
Yep.
at road courses. I don't
And
I
so
don't
does
know.
Bowman.
Bowman
Bowman.
went Chicago.
Chicago.
Oh yeah.
And Bowman was top 10 today
yeah,
too.
Chase
Elliott just
at road-
sucks.
he sucks at road courses.
I'm
Yeah.
glad we all figured this out together.
Sleeper pick next
Not
road
Elliott.
course.
Yeah, outside of Larson because of his little tire issue, that he had.
What was up with that? The whole tire fell off,
Out,
right?
out, we can go back to that. But I was saying is outside of Larson and that issue, all Hendrick finished top 10 today.
Yeah. Well,
Mm.
don't forget Larson also spun out.
Yeah.
I don't
But-
know. Larson was
Doing Larson
was a
things.
mess today.
But-
He got he got top 3 last week, and now he's on a road
driver in
course.
the
just getting
world.
But
spun
it
out.
started off with just
Best driver in the world.
a rim just not being secured.
Yeah.
An
I
unsecure
think
rim.
Bowman spun out like 4 times in like the last 10 laps too. He was like dead last.
But he finished top 10.
I don't know how.
Bowman
Remember
finished,
he
like,
was
8th.
spinning out on
Yeah,
like the
he
last
spun out
10
with, like,
laps.
I don't know.
I don't know
Yeah.
what
He
happened.
got like 3 course cutting penalties too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Whatever.
how he got up there at all is beyond.
He's
No
good
idea.
at COTA.
Apparently.
So let's back it up to the beginning of the weekend. Bubba Wallace and Tyler Reddick sat on the, or I guess Tyler Reddick and Bubba Wallace sit on the front row.
That
So
was
y'all
wild.
see this? Tyler Reddick goes out as the rabbit, and Bubba Wallace follows him to try to lay down a good lap. Dude, and they go 1-2.
That was wild.
I'm like, Bubba got speed. Now he can't do all
Is this a
95
draft-
lap speed, but you know,
Is this a drafting track?
Apparently.
I
Now-
guess.
Matter.
Well, now hasn't Bubba been doing a lot more like IMSA type races and stuff like that, or being involved with stuff like that?
I don't
couldn't
think
tell
so.
you.
I know he's been doing a lot of sim stuff.
I thought
and
I saw-
working with Tyler Wright. I
wasn't
don't
he-
don't see him. I haven't seen him do
I
anything.
thought he was
else.
doing something at Daytona, like the Rolex or something.
He might have. I don't know.
Yeah, I could be
Maybe.
wrong. But yeah, I thought that was good.
Leave Larson alone.
LA came back for
Look.
4th. Leave Larson alone.
Look,
You guys are
man.
great.
His rim just fell
Okay,
off, man.
For real, Elliott sucked the first half of the race. Obviously, something
It's
was
'cause you're
broke,
a
and then
guy.
drove. I mean, I don't know. Allegedly,
My guy.
I haven't seen the
melon man.
replay.
Yeah, sorry about that to everybody in the
He'll be all right.
Elliott fan club.
I'm sure he was so heartbroken.
I'm sure.
Bubba
Um,
Wallace does win stage 1, stays out,
Yep.
does not come down and pit to flip the stage. And then stage 2, Flying Priest wins stage 2.
Say that one more time.
Flying Priest.
Flying Priest.
Flying
Is it a
Priest.
bird? Is it plane? No, it's Ryan Priest.
Flying Priest.
God.
I think he did so good today because he wasn't flying.
Maybe.
It was like the one track. He's like, I think I'll stay on the ground.
It's amazing how much faster your car is when they're on the ground.
What did
Yeah,
we
I
say
don't know. He
last?
was going pretty fast at Daytona.
That is true.
I think he sped up in the air.
Probably did.
What did we say last night at Monster? They were jumping like, man, Ryan Priest would be good here.
Terrible.
Oh,
RFK, RFK training grounds.
What about Connor Zillich?
I
Good
mean, what
run,
about
man.
him?
I mean,
He
great.
got Suarez.
I mean, great run yesterday from
Amazing run.
at very unfortunate penalty. As they're coming into pit road for green flag pit stops,
Mhm.
yellow comes out. You get screwed on that. Just one of those deals. But then comes back, wins the race with massive damage after just completely.
I'll take the dub.
Yeah.
I'll take it.
So did you sandbag last week?
No, I didn't.
No.
No, I did because it
Oh,
was
yeah, you
Atlanta.
did.
He had the top picks last
I
week.
picked
Oh,
Austin
yeah.
Hill.
Yeah, what are you gonna do?
I just picked whoever was last. I was like, whatever. I ain't gonna get this win. Sure enough, I didn't get the win. So this week I was like, Connor Zillich, let's take it. You know,
Yeah.
second race in Xfinity, another road course.
I think, did he do 2 last year? He
No,
might have
okay,
done a
no, he
couple
did.
last
No,
year.
he's,
but-
he's
he's
done.
full-time
I
this
think
year.
he did 8 last year.
Oh, that's true. No.
Or no, not 8 last year. He's done 8 Xfinity races. I thought
His
I saw.
debut was
Maybe.
Watkins Glen, and he
And
won that race.
destroyed everybody.
Yeah, and that's at the end of the year, and he didn't run that. Anyway, so
Oh,
yeah,
is it Arca? I'm thinking then.
maybe. So he, this was his 3rd race of the season. He's having a pretty good year so far. He ran pretty well at Daytona.
No,
Had
he
a-
did bad at Daytona. He
What-
finished like 30th.
Well, he wrecked,
Yeah,
but until the wreck, he was running pretty well.
same with
so-
Atlanta though. Same thing. Like
He's very
qualified
impressive.
15th and finished like 25th. This was the race where it was like, all right, this is the time to shine. So I mean, it was wild. I did not think he was going to win that race. I saw the damage on the front end. 10 laps to
The
go.
thing was smoking so
he
much.
hit Corey Heim, and I was like, I was literally talking to you. I was like, man, he's been in a lot of incidences, and that car's looking good. And right when I said that,
Not even 2 seconds later.
it was
Yeah.
during the accident. I was like, man, that car looks really good for being in so many. Oh, he's literally wrecking as I'm saying this sentence. Tire rub, looks nasty. I was like, wow.
They're like, oh, it's not that bad. And
There
he goes
goes
up
my
the
day.
hill, and it like looks like the motor's blowing
Oh
up.
wait, Byron's in the lead, which that was Jake's pick. Was Byron for the for
Yeah.
yesterday's win? I was like, well, this day's over. That was a great waste of
Just
a pick.
waiting for the tire to cut down.
He never pitted. He just
Crazy.
kept running.
Yeah.
I was like, hold up, wait a minute, something's not right here.
I'd like to see that tire.
This guy, yeah, I mean, he was going up turn 1 for 10 laps, and it was just smoke trail the whole time.
And
Oh,
it
still was
didn't
running
pop.
and still running
That's so
away.
I
funny.
think the best part about it was him and Kvapil. They were
Quapple.
Kvapil?
Quapple.
Kvapil.
Yeah, you'll get it eventually.
I know how to spell it.
Guapo.
I just can't say it.
You can spell that?
I can.
Oh, I can't.
Don't test me right now. Anyway,
Matt's
they
like
were-
literally the worst speller ever.
it's something about those two names where it just kind of like flows. It's like very like.
Your grammar is very much good.
Flows
Very,
with a
very
pen,
good.
but not off the tongue.
What?
Anywho, they were running really hard, and he blew his right rear before Zillich blew his front right
Hey,
right front
Right
yeah,
front.
right front.
Front right.
which was smoking the entire time, and I'm like, I don't know how I don't know how you got away with that. Like, it doesn't
Dude,
make
as
any
much
sense.
as it was smoking, I don't know.
It made no sense.
But,
So
hey,
I'll take the win. Good Xfinity race. Great Xfinity race.
Dude, the Xfinity race was dope.
Yep.
It was
Yeah.
so good.
Really, really
Reese,
good.
did you guys
good.
see any of the clips of Chastain trying to wheel it through? I forgot toward the end. Like there was one part where he was trying to get all he had at the end, trying to gain a couple more spots at the last.
They
couple
really
laps.
weren't showing it. to
Dude,
be
he
honest.
was sideways around the turn, sawing at the wheel, keeping it like it was
good
Yeah.
stuff.
pretty crazy.
I saw back to the Cup a little bit. The Cup race looked a lot more like the Xfinity race today,
Yeah.
Yeah,
and the Xfinity race was dope.
Would you say it's
Super
because
good.
of the tire?
I think it has to be.
I think so.
Yeah.
Nothing
Yeah,
else
it's
changed.
not much different.
If you notice,
That's
they,
the only thing that changed.
I felt like the drivers had to. I don't want to say they didn't have grip, but it felt like they just were. Felt like
They
they
could spin the
struck.
tires.
I felt like they were struggling more, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean,
I-
it's all about spinning the tires. In the Xfinity car, you can spin the tires. Today, you could, especially once they get a little wore out, you could absolutely spin the tires.
Yep.
And you could drive it in and send the rear end, going behind you. So, I mean,
Yeah. 2 hitters on the tires this week, man. Pretty good.
what?
I said that the tires in both series.
Oh,
like
gotcha.
2
There's
hitters.
like 2 hitters in the tire. What?
Yeah, like
what does
we
that
had
mean?
I
two
thought you were talking
hitters.
about Monster Jam
Heavy
when the tire
hitters.
came off and hit the dumpster.
Heavy
Yeah,
hitters.
wow.
But yeah, no, I was impressed too.
The the only thing I have, and this is the CW's graphic package is amazing. Their broadcast is amazing. Post race coverage amazing. By the way, Fox's post race sucked.
I heard
Oh,
they
yeah.
just turned it off.
Two interviews.
Two interviews.
Two
in.
interviews and then we're out.
We're out. Yep.
Keeping it
Uh,
weird. Welcome to Austin.
But the Xfinity race, the only thing was like the hype of Harrison Burton winning stage 2 from the broadcast. Not to just dog on Harrison Burton, but the broadcast hyped this up like he is just dogging the whole field, and he's just like one of like 3 guys who didn't hit. Me and Matt were like, "All right, that's a bit much."
Jake, you were like, Jeff,
Yeah.
your little boy has done it. He's won stage 2.
Yeah,
Just what I always
It was
wanted.
just like, I mean, they're like Harrison Burton has done it. He has won stage 2. And I was like,
He's with
didn't
AM
pit.
Racing, right?
I'm like, that's all you gotta
Yeah.
do is just
I mean,
not
honestly,
pit.
it's
I
it's pretty
appreciated
good.
the enthusiasm, but it kind of felt like a glaze fest for sure. I was like,
Your little
okay.
boy has done it.
Bro,
I'll tell
I
you,
don't know,
that's
that
it's
was a-
like the instant reaction.
That's my only complaint about
Anytime
it.
he gets fastest lap, instantly, your little boy has done it. Like,
That'll be the thing all year.
that's it. That's
boy.
the Burton
Oh
continuum.
man.
The Burton, the Burton identity.
We're back to that now.
I'm just
Yes.
looking at our notes from the Xfinity. Last 10 laps were amazing. I mean, the whole race was just good. A lot of
I
action,
really, yeah. I
a
mean,
lot
there
of
was,
passing.
I don't want to say there was any. The nice thing about it was there was no huge storylines.
Yeah,
The only thing that I would dog
it was just a
on
great race.
with the Xfinity was Carson Hocevar. In all honesty, I think
Oh,
Carson
yeah,
Hocevar.
you're upset about this.
Dude, I was mad about it. He was
Hold
10
on.
laps in, wrecks the car, decides to just I don't know what you guys are laughing at.
Don't look at this
Don't
photo.
look at
Okay, I'll wait. I'll wait. I'll
That's
wait.
gotta be.
I'll wait.
I feel like David just sent that to us.
Wait,
Anywho,
what?
You'll see.
Is that
Don't
in the
worry.
chat?
Carson Hocevar wrecks 10 laps in, right? Decides to drop the window net before the crew's even there to diagnose it.
Oh my
right?
God.
Is like, oh, I'm out of the car, and I'm paraphrasing here, but he basically is like, yeah, the car could have kept going, but I didn't have a radio, and I just kind of felt like just ending it. And I'm like,
No,
what-
that's not what he said.
100%.
No, he did.
No,
That
come
wasn't quite what he
on.
said.
Oh,
No.
go back and listen to it.
No, he had
wrecked
no
it.
he had no radio. He could not get the car refired.
He didn't
And-
even try.
Yes, he did.
Absolutely not. Go
And
back
he
and watch.
needed a
That window
push.
net was dropped before the yellow was out, bro.
He needed a push.
Absolutely
All
not. Pushed into the barrier. He needed to be towed back. I'm just saying, it seemed really shady.
But you got to know that's a lower team too. Like you can't run.
Oh,
it if
that's
the
great.
radio's
Everyone
knocked out.
flew out there. They got the hotel rooms. They're all there just for your guy to wreck it 8 laps in. It's like, I'm done. I'll race tomorrow. It's just crappy, man. You know
think-
what it's like being with
Jeff,
teams.
get
Like,
it
it's
together,
just-
bro. Jeez.
Yeah, I mean, I know.
It's just crappy. I
But at the same time, too, if there's a chance of the radiator getting knocked out, like that's the kind of thing you don't want to run it and blow up a motor because you can't afford to blow up a motor.
I get.
You don't
that.
want to get in there and be over aggressive,
just-
be like, I can drive it back and blow it up
I don't
halfway
know.
back.
the
I
feeling
feel
I
like
got
the
from
interview was weird.
the interview was weird.
Yeah, but Carson's weird.
it was
He's awkward.
Did you
Matt's
see
so
it?
controversial. He is.
Controversial. Okay,
He's an
whatever.
enigma.
Did you see the interview?
Yeah.
Enigma.
Dude, it just seemed like
It was a little weird.
it seemed half-assed. Like he was not about it. He was like, "No, I'm racing tomorrow. Today doesn't mean anything." I don't know. I didn't like it.
I mean, he didn't say that, just to be clear, but
I felt it.
You kind of got that.
I
vibe
felt
a
it
little
from the
bit.
interview. I felt it from how he decided to. I mean, if anyone else wrecked that car, do you think they would have tried? I feel like
Joey would have.
Joey would have tried.
Who?
Joey Logano.
Oh my
I
gosh.
think it's fair. I don't know.
Ross probably could.
It really grinds my gears.
What grinds my gears?
All right. Anyways.
Yeah.
Okay, let me see this photo.
Yeah. Look
Yeah,
at the photo.
look
Now
at
that
the
my
pho-
story is
Yeah,
done.
now that yours is over, Lindsay sent us
I
a
had-
group
I-
text photo.
I had way too much. Bro, this
Well, if you join the Discord, we will drop it in the Discord. We will not put it on
Dude.
YouTube.
Ross Chastain with those
Stop!
eyes.
Don't say it. You want to see it? You want to know what it is? It's hilarious.
Go to the
It'll be in the
Discord.
Discord after the show.
Join the
drops.
Discord.
hit the thought.
Stop.
Yeah, we'll drop the link for the Discord if you guys aren't in there
Super
in the
powers.
in the chat.
The other interesting thing with the Cup race today, Kyle Busch was very strong. Second half.
Dude,
Yes.
Even whole race, but
He led,
definitely
I think,
very
like
strong.
what, 34 or 35 laps.
a while.
Had to be close to half. All right.
Yeah.
I mean,
At
there's a
least.
bunch.
I
I mean,
think
he was up front.
SVG was like 20 something. Kyle was like 30 or something.
He started up front too, right? He was a top 5 starter.
I think so.
I think so.
Yeah.
No, eighth, right?
Yeah,
Wait,
8.
I think
No,
yeah,
that's his car number.
Top
Jake.
10.
Easy.
8.
Same thing.
7, 6. 5, 4, 3,
1.
2, 1.
Anyway, he was up front literally from the start of the race, and he just loses it. I think he just overdrove his equipment. I think we talked about it, but
Used it up.
used it up, man.
Yeah.
You know, he got scared. That 20
happens.
is right there.
Yeah. So, one of the other questions you have in here, are there any other road courses that we could shorten or adjust?
All of them. They're all way too long.
They should all be a
Sonoma.
half mile.
Sonoma.
You just drop the invite link. Yeah, there you go.
Yep. Thank you, Lindsay.
I think Sonoma's way too long. Watkins Glen's good. I like Watkins Glen.
Sonoma.
Sonoma's too long.
No.
Sonoma's too long.
No.
We're
Yeah,
gonna
but how
go
do you-
back there, and you're gonna be like, "This is too
I
long."
like Sonoma.
No, you don't.
Yeah, I do.
Guaranteed, you don't.
Well, not in this car.
Okay, well, it's only been 5 years. Like, you don't.
I like
It's
it.
too long.
Mexico City.
We haven't been there. Don't
It's-
say that.
It's gonna be too long, based off of what I just saw
Bro.
today.
Rovos.
Have y'all heard about the interest? How many people they have interest in, and like how many? Dude, they're expecting could be over 100,000 people there.
Are you serious?
Yeah,
I mean,
That's
Mexico
crazy.
City is one of the most
they're
populated
kind of
cities.
projecting could be 100,000 people.
If
or
I'm not
more.
mistaken, Mexico City's in like the top 10 most populated cities in the world.
Yeah, I mean it's very
It's
yeah,
very
huge.
dense.
And this, I mean, this is big. This is gonna be really big. Is that the next road course race?
It might be.
When is that? July, I think,
Oh,
right?
that's May.
July.
And then we
I don't look more than 2 weeks out.
Sonoma might be in June. We might have Sonoma first. It's gonna be a minute before we're at another road course, I believe. The
Yeah.
next 6 races are definitely not road courses. So
Yeah.
we got, thank God.
Yep.
I'm
Honestly,
honestly
it's in
June,
Phoenix,
June,
Las
4th,
Vegas.
June 15th. It is the next road course.
Sonoma
No,
or Mexico.
Mexico.
Good. Gives
Aut-
SVG plenty
Auto-
of time to sleep.
Autodromo Hermanos Rodriguez.
Wow. Who's
Is-
that?
I think that's the name of the track.
Who's
Oh.
that?
The good
Who's
news
driving
is-
that car?
Yeah, the good news is after that is Pocono.
Yeah. There we go.
Wow,
Love
what a
triangles.
shift! Oh my God,
Mexico
Go all the
City
way
to
back from Mexico,
Pennsylvania.
and
30
then have to
turns.
go all the way to Pocono.
30
Right.
turns to 3.
Perfect.
Oh
well,
man.
no, make it worse. They go from Michigan down to Mexico,
Oh my
all the way back
gosh.
to Pocono.
You're gonna need more than one hauler.
Fire
Oh my
the NASCAR
goodness.
logistics guy.
Dude.
All right, so here's a real question for logistics: do you just take down 2 haulers like you did at COTA? I mean, sorry, not
Why
COTA,
not?
like the Clash.
I think so.
Maybe 3, maybe I
One
don't
for
know, that's
backup?
interesting. Yeah, one for backup cars.
I don't know.
I mean that's 25% travel cost saved.
I think you're gonna have to.
Brent will be
Oh,
at Sonoma.
Very nice, very nice. I
Sweet.
always
Cool.
wanted to go to Sonoma. Man.
Brent, let us know. Is the track too long?
Yeah,
Can they shorten it?
I don't.
I mean,
think
they definitely could.
they tried lengthening it. What, a couple years ago?
Oh, I hated the
Oh, no,
carousel.
what?
That was
Every
so
time I
bad.
think of
Didn't Marcus
Sonoma-
Smith just like repave repave the whole
Yes,
thing?
Yeah.
with his proprietary paving.
They ain't gonna
technology.
shorten it.
We've
Marcus-
already run on the new pavement. right?
Marcus is gonna get all his money's worth.
Yeah, we already
Yeah.
ran once on the new pavement.
Yeah.
Do you want to talk about the trophy for today's race
Oh, that was
and how
hilarious.
botched it looked?
No.
Did you see it?
No, I didn't.
So
You haven't seen it?
No.
so it's the exact track layout of the entire
Oh.
track.
Sorry, Brent said yeah.
F yeah. See
Wait,
exactly.
Wait. Too long or perfect?
We need to know. This
All
is
right,
very
give him-
important.
Give him
We
like a
need
minute.
we need more information besides FBI. I mean, there's so many things that
Anyway, jumping on the trophy real quick. It's the entire layout. It's printed the whole thing.
The whole thing.
And then they just highlighted, they added like a little line for the shortcut and they highlighted that part.
What?
And they showed like, okay, like this is a dark gray and it's the whole track. And then the light gray is the track you actually run. It looks,
yeah.
I
they're
gotta
like,
look it up.
someone legitimately just added this to the old
Oh,
trophy
too
and called it
long?
good. That's
Come
what I'm
on,
saying.
Brent.
See?
I don't know.
Sonoma, too long.
Every time I think of Sonoma, I just remember Kyle Busch.
That's good.
Like
Who?
Kyle Busch.
Who?
Wasn't that Sonoma?
Where?
Kyle Busch way back
When?
when he broke his leg.
Who?
When he broke his
Oh
leg.
my gosh, y'all.
I'm just about
You
to
see
say,
the
I
trophy?
can't
No,
remember.
I'm still looking for
It was
I'm just-
2015, but I don't know if
yeah,
he
I
won
don't
there.
remember it. I don't remember the year.
It should have been 2015.
I can
That's
see
when he
the
broke his
original,
legs.
but I can't seem to find like the one for this year.
Oh, dude, it's botched.
We'll show you.
Yeah, we'll show you
Anyways,
afterwards.
the last kind of question we have for today, for this weekend, kind of concerning the races, COTA doesn't have a deal for next year. Not yet. Still
It'll
working
get
on it
one.
with SMI.
It'll get one.
Dude, I think you're kind of running out of time.
You think so?
Yeah.
Really?
I mean, it takes a long time to
mean-
put that whole schedule together.
I don't know. I mean, if maybe they're
Well, it's
waiting
either
to
this
see
or
what
Texas.
Mexico,
I think you want to put. I think you want to start selling tickets now too.
I think they're waiting to see what Mexico brings. You know,
Maybe.
maybe they don't want to do an Austin and a Mexico City. Maybe they just want to cut one.
Well, but that's an SMI. Was the Mexico City technically SMI? Like, how would that?
No,
play?
Mexico City is gonna be a NASCAR event.
So then it worked.
They don't compete.
Yeah, because
Technically.
technically we got COTA when we lost the Texas date or Texas
Yes.
Motor Speedway date.
So the question I have is, do you guys want to see COTA come back in 26 or go back to Texas Oval?
Well,
I want to see this.
You want to see COTA?
Yeah.
I'm gonna say that based off of the trend that I see, yeah, it was a great race. They figured it out. They got the tire,
NASCAR's leaving
dialed in. Get rid of it.
because that's how
Get rid
NASCAR
of it.
is.
That's all I'm
But
saying.
what do you want? COTA?
I
or
want it.
a
If
se-
it
let's
runs,
just assume
if
it's
it
gonna-
runs like this, I want it back again.
All right, let's assume like the alternate is a second Texas state because I don't know where else you would go.
Really?
COTA?
I think I would jump on Texas.
The
Over
The Oval.
yeah, I'm with you.
I think I'm there.
Y'all are nuts.
Yeah, 100.
No, I don't think I'm nuts. The track is old enough to where it's starting to get good. The drivers
Yeah.
might hate it,
This is
but
what I'm saying.
I think it's gonna be.
It's
good
starting
this
to
year.
get good.
And if they had to wait another year or two, I get it.
You can't say it too loud that you kind of like.
Hold
that-
up.
you gotta
Is
say-
the question?
Texas is starting to get good.
Is the
Don't tell
question-
anybody.
Is the question COTA
I've been
versus
texting Matt
Texas?
separately, like, "Hey, that Texas race was good."
Don't tell anyone. It's gonna sell out.
We're asking two different questions right now, though. Are we
No, no,
saying
no.
COTA
No, no, no.
versus Texas,
No, no,
or
no.
are we just saying do we want it back?
Okay. Let's assume COTA. They don't make a deal. The only other option is Texas Motor Speedway or COTA. Like if COTA doesn't come back, I'm assuming Texas is the only thing it could be. Texas Motor Speedway. I'm getting confused because there's so many Texas racetracks now.
Right.
Well, Texas is huge. So
It's massive.
I think they're allowed to have like 3 or 4.
Yeah,
If we have 2, they should have at least 4.
true. So it's like, let's just say those are the options: go back to COTA or second date for Texas Motor Speedway.
Here, Texas Motor
Texas
Speedways.
Motor Speedway.
No. We finally figured out this track.
I'm gonna go.
We finally figured it out.
I'm gonna go COTA.
and because
so-
of that, NASCAR is for sure not going to renew the contract.
Don't
'cause
get me
that's how
wrong.
NASCAR
COTA
is.
was great,
Yeah.
but we also have like 7 other road courses.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm cool cutting COTA.
What will we
for
get
at least
rid
a
of?
few years.
I really want like
COTA or
3
Sonoma?
Oh, Sonoma.
Cutting or keeping?
Yeah.
Keeping. Keep
Sure.
Sonoma. Keep
Too long.
Sonoma. Absolutely.
No, Sonoma needs to
We do have audio listeners, by the way.
disappear for
What?
a while.
No, Matt's being sarcastic
Oh.
and saying one thing and shaking his head doing another. I'm just like, we need to be clear for
No.
audio.
You would really pick COTA over Sonoma?
Probably.
See, I guess
Sonoma's
maybe I'm
kinda
just an old
boring.
fan. Oh,
It's boring.
she'll get there.
Okay, Roval.
Oh my god, she'll get there.
Oh, if any road
Bro,
course
she's
needs to
30.
go, if we're
Let
booting
her
any
go.
road course, it
The
needs to be the
Roval.
Roval.
The Roval is what needs to go.
The
But I
Roval
only-
needs to go back to the oval.
I only want to get
please.
rid of the Roval for the oval.
Yes.
Agreed.
The Roval's still a good road course, but not taking away the
Not a road-
oval.
It's not a road course. It's a Roval.
I'm done.
I do. My problem is the Roval. Is I think the idea of the Roval is really cool, and I think it's unique. So I like that.
Oh,
But
get
no.
rid of Chicago.
Ooh.
What?
Wow.
That's spicy.
This guy hates
See, everyone,
Bowman.
at least
This
everyone's
guy
saying
hates-
cut the Roval, which, you know.
I can understand. Out of all of them, that one kind of.
I mean, yeah, it's just because the oval is amazing now.
Yes.
Yes. Well, I mean,
Charlotte is
who
like
knows?
5 years ahead of Texas.
Mexico
and we
City-
people aren't seeing it.
Mexico City might be awful. We might go there and be like, you know what, this is awful. We need to get rid of this one after we are one.
I got plans.
Huh?
Jeez. Said the.
I was being telepathic
I-
with that.
you were trying. Mexico.
I heard you.
Mexico. After one year, we might get there and be like, nah, don't ever come back. Black flag this. Like we're done.
Yeah.
And if
Yeah.
that's the case, get rid of that one and get rid of maybe the Roval.
Ooh, I forgot about the Roval.
Ew.
If how many road courses would you guys like to
Cut
see
it
throughout the
out.
year?
How many? 5.
I was gonna say
I
4 or
think 5
5.
is solid.
4 or 5. Yeah.
I was thinking 2.
I think
Hey, the
nah,
racing.
Watkins Glen, Sonoma.
that is the most boomer NASCAR thing to say.
I mean, I'm down with
Back in my
Chicago
day.
Street Course too. I'm down to try Mexico, so I'm good with 4.
5. Add one more.
no, I'll
I could
go.
do
I'll
4
go
or 5.
5.
I could do 4 or 5.
2 codas.
2 codas.
2 codas.
JFB's on one right now.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
tacos.
Hey.
Listen, I think
How many pesos is the payout at Mexico?
8,460,000. I don't know.
It's only like $30.
I don't know. something like-
No, stop.
Wait, so we got
Atlanta road
so,
course,
So
that's
we
gross.
got. Oh God.
Oh, going back to not Road America. Road America was a good track, but what killed that track was the pace laps.
Here's the
I
thing.
hate that track.
Yeah.
It's
I
like-
hope that's true. If that rumor is true, Chicago Street Course is done up this year and talks around the garage last year. Chicagoland's back in 26. I hope so. That would be
that
dope.
would be solid.
Blasting
The
Fetty
bumps
Wap
on
my
the back of
JBL
that track
speaker.
are rough.
What?
The bumps on the backstretch of Chicago are rough.
They go 5 wide.
Chicago
though, right?
Land or Chicago?
Chicagoland.
Oh, okay.
Rough.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Rough.
that's okay. They'll pave it with
Bark, bark.
proprietary
Oof.
paving
Bark,
technology.
bark.
Well, I think 5's a fair number just because you have what do we have? Technically 6
6 right
super
now.
speedways.
Yes,
We could add
and
2
6
more.
road courses.
6 super speedways. As long as it's less than super speedways, I'm okay with that.
5.
So I like 5.
Too many.
We should bring dirt back to Bristol.
I do.
No,
No,
definitely not.
I think we should go to like Eldora or something.
All right. Moving
That's
on.
beside the
down.
point.
I mean,
There's
Seems
really, unless
there's not much news.
there's really only one. So we broke this news last year after our homestead trip when we got to get in the garage and talk to some people. But two teams, Rick Ware was one, and there was another one. I can't remember. They're busted for having
It was
they
a big
called
team. I
they
think it was
called
Bowman, right?
loose. No, it was loose lead, meaning it just wasn't secure lead because obviously
Weight, basically.
loose weight. So they had lead in the like insulated wrap for the water bottles, and NASCAR found it. So we broke this last year that teams were hiding lead throughout the interior.
We were
parts
saying
of the
what,
car.
like things like radios.
Heard radios,
steering wheels.
Heard fake steering
Hans.
wheels, fake Hans. Like so, it sounds like NASCAR like shut it down, and teams are like, "Well, have you thought about the water bottle or the water bottle holder? Put lead in there."
I think they listened to our podcast.
They
Probably.
might.
Yeah.
Probably.
That explains a lot of our problems.
Write that down. Write that down.
I'm sure NASCAR's listening to us.
No, I mean that's pretty crazy. I mean, everyone plays games, you know.
Oh, and I guarantee you, we don't know all the details. We know there's
No.
other things that they aren't letting.
you probably know
slip.
about. We probably know about like 20% of what actually goes on.
Oh yeah,
I think that's generous.
You think
Yeah.
so?
Oh,
no,
yeah.
I think
Oh, yeah.
20% is pretty fair.
dude. When a casual fan like Jake walks up to Chad Knaus's car and he's like, "Yeah, don't take pictures of my race car." There's a lot of cheating on that car.
Yeah, I mean, you're just screaming for attention if you're just gonna be grumpy the whole time.
Well, it's
You know?
Chad Knaus, of course.
But like, still, like, what you doing? Nothing. You know,
Bro, I'll
and it's
tell you-
like all defensive. It's like, bro, I'm just asking like how your day is. Like, what's going on?
When we were walking the garage at Daytona, and I was over by Hamlin's car, and Nate's obviously decked out head to toe in Bowman gear.
Typical.
Bo-
Oh,
Cheater.
I'm sorry,
Byron.
Byron gear.
Bowman was his first love.
And then, so we're standing there, and I'm taking a picture of the car. Like I'm, obviously pretty excited to see it. And dude, like the two team guys with Hamlin were staring Nate down so hard, like so hard. And Nate's like, "Why are they just looking at me?"
You're not dressed appropriately, Nate. That's why.
Enemy of the state. I don't know,
Anyway.
man. It is what it is.
It's exciting.
Teams are gonna find ways to cheat. They've been doing it for 76 years. Keep it going.
You want to do the question?
Yeah.
Question.
By
of
the way,
week?
I did a poll for everybody. Which track do you want to see? COTA won 100%.
Bro, did you shut it off as soon as you voted?
Nope, it is still going, and it is 100% with 7 votes.
7 votes.
So
Fixed it.
seven people. And delete.
Let's.
Oh man.
Hey, easy, Biden.
Soiled it.
Yeah.
Did you really just say that?
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
Hold on, I gotta vote.
Okay. Well, okay. Yeah. What's our question?
All right, I got it.
You got it for us?
All right, question of the week.
By the way, while Jake's, I guess you already have that, but I was gonna say, if you guys have questions you want to see us, there is our Discord. You can always drop it in there, so that way we can answer on the show.
I was gonna say that. And you
Oh,
interrupted me.
I'm sorry. I thought you were just reading the question. I'm sorry.
I asked if you wanted to read the question, and then you just said you read it. So I was like, "Well, I'll do that thing."
Okay. Sorry. I apologize.
So rude, bro.
I'm sorry.
So rude.
Do you forgive
Uh,
me?
Yeah.
Rude.
Okay.
This
So
time.
rude.
I love
Only
you.
this time.
I love you.
Easy.
Yeah.
Do you think NASCAR had a problem with explaining to the teams and everyone else the rules? Hold on, scroll over. They are implementing, or is it on the teams to ask more questions? I think this is great. Obviously, this is in
The track
I
limits.
imagine in reference to turn 6 and that whole debacle, but then we see Kyle Busch with his issue with like the DVP. And then there was something last week too. Somebody else was struggling with the rules. I forget who it was. They had flat tires. They ended up going to the garage and
Kyle
then they
Busch.
went right back out. No, it wasn't Kyle Busch. It was that? I can't remember. Anyways, yeah, it seems like
Who was that?
the start of the year, like not that much changed. And it seems like the teams are really not like getting the memo. Like, what's the deal here?
We're not listening.
What?
I feel like NASCAR, like I'm as a fan, I kind of know what's going on, except for the turn 6 thing. That's like the first one. I'm like, oh, I didn't know that. But then, like everything else, like the DVP was pretty clear.
It's kind of
And
hard.
Kyle Busch
to-
is like, no, I don't have one attempt. I have 3. I'm like, nowhere does it say you have 3 attempts. Like,
where
Kyle
my
Busch writing
mind
his own
goes,
rules.
where my mind goes is anytime you're discussing rules with NASCAR, I think teams like
Look
it's
for
a
the gray
balance,
area.
but they got to be very careful because if they ask a question and then they define something, then they lose gray area to kind of mess with rules. It's kind of like it's like Ross Chastain at Indianapolis Road Course where they didn't say you couldn't, but
he didn't break
tried
the
it.
rule.
Yeah,
We
and
got
so he-
robbed.
We were robbed.
We were robbed.
I'll be honest.
But what, not to bring up past pain, but what I
Throttle
mean,
hung, man.
but
Come
what
on.
I mean is like if you
Oh,
ask
Lordy.
questions, the more you ask questions, the more you define the rules, the less gray area
That's
you
an
have.
interesting point.
So
That's fair.
and so like obviously I feel like that more applies to the car itself,
Yeah.
like in cheating with the car. But if they didn't say it and you do it, then
Yeah.
at least if you get penalized, you tried. You caught something that maybe someone else didn't. So
Don't be a rule
you know.
breaker, be a rule maker.
yeah, exactly. So that's the kind of the way I think about it. But in my opinion, how I would handle the situation is I would just try my best to listen to NASCAR's rules and what they're saying in these drivers meetings and all these pre-race meetings and stuff. And then if I'm a crew chief or whatever, I'm going to be like, I'm going to go off that and we're going to, play with as much of that gray area as we can. And I think that's how NASCAR's always been and how it should be.
Yeah.
So, I think you just got to be careful with what kind of questions you're asking, if it is on you to clarify. So I don't know. What do you guys think?
Yeah. I mean, I think you make an interesting point about leave some things vague instead of
Yeah.
seeking clarity. It's
Yeah.
interesting. That way you can be like, oh, well, I mean, you didn't say that.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, even if they don't say it and NASCAR deems it a rule, they're still sorry.
Yeah. Well,
sorry.
that's the other side of the coin. It's like
It's like the Chase Elliott at IndyCar where he like blended too far out. He's like, well, that wasn't part of the rules. It's like, well, NASCAR made it a rule now. So
Yeah, but it
you know.
was.
It was. He
It's
just
another
wasn't paying
example of
attention.
it.
And
We're paying
see,
attention.
that was what I was going to bring up was the Elliott thing, because at
I think they should ask
Indianapolis
more questions.
with the racing groove thing, and it's like, you know, that to me, I could see how Elliott made that point, but at the same time, it's like, bro, come on.
They literally showed the training video or the pre-race video.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, come on. Like,
Yeah.
it's
Pretty obvious.
right there, buddy.
Yeah.
Someone
but-
was sleeping.
But even
Yeah.
when you look again, another Ross Chastain thing, you know, the Hail Melon at Martinsville. It's like no one said you can't do that until they made it a rule after
that's
he
true.
did it. You know what I mean?
I think that's fair.
so it's
Or-
I
like,
mean, it,
or
it
it-
wasn't a rule until they figured out you can do 140 around the corner at Martinsville.
or turn one at the Indy Road Course, also
Yeah.
Chastain,
We
where he
talked about
decided to
that.
take the access road.
yeah,
we
that's
talked
what
about that.
that's what I mentioned in the first
Oh,
place.
sorry.
I was
I
like,
missed that part.
no, that's what I was mentioning. I was like, well, they didn't say that you couldn't take the
That was
exit road.
so freaking
So-
who got, bro.
You
We
got
should never
Chastain,
should have
bro.
got penalized.
You
I,
got Chastain.
I think it's hilarious that he
That is the
took an
biggest bunch of junk.
that he took an access road and still managed to come out
Imagine
faster.
being so smart. You're the only one smart enough to think about that and then get penalized for it.
You know,
There's a lot of cars on that turn. I might as well just drive straight.
you know what's wild is if he had actually not slowed down like he was gonna make turn one, he would have come out ahead of everybody
Yeah,
cleanly.
but
Wild.
yeah, yeah, but there's something to leaving. It's a necessary evil to have vague rules sometimes, and so, but as far as like the turn 6 thing, I felt maybe. I kind of agree with Matt to some extent, where it's like if they did say it, then it would be on
Yeah.
the onus would be on the teams to listen.
I
but
wonder.
I don't know.
I wonder if the conversation went something like, "Hey, we're enforcing track limits in the S's," and that's where it stopped.
That could be,
Maybe they didn't
yeah,
say it's in 4, 5, or 3, 4, and 5,
sure.
and then stop. I bet they just said we're enforcing them in these S's.
SVG figured it out. Allmendinger figured it out.
I was
I
wondering.
feel like it was pretty clear.
So what they were saying on the broadcast when I was watching qualifying and practice, they said NASCAR was notifying teams of it then, but they just obviously weren't penalizing them because it's practice and qualifying, other than disallowed.
I don't trust
penalties.
Fox.
I don't trust NASCAR.
Fair enough, but
I don't even trust the drivers
So-
or the teams.
This
So
is why
I-
we need a
don't know
NASCAR
why
gives
I
me trust
watch.
issue shirt.
so I was wondering, like, okay, maybe SVG Allmendinger, maybe they were pushing it then, and they're like, hey, NASCAR never said anything in turn 6, and I was way over this time, and they never said anything. I think we're good, and then they just
Maybe.
kept doing it because they never said anything.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know. Just a thought.
No, it makes
Yeah.
sense.
Anything else for the weekend before we move on to preview for next week?
No, I mean, I thought it was a solid race. So I mean,
I like Robert G's comment.
Yeah.
If it's not clarified, then it's not a rule.
yep.
That's exactly the
Until
sentiment I was
NASCAR
trying to-
decides it is.
yeah,
That's how I live my life.
that's what they did with the T-Rex car.
Yep. Pretty much.
Oh yeah, but
Don't bring it back.
no, I think
Overall,
we're
good weekend.
Very
Up,
good.
up.
Yeah.
I feel like it was much better than last year's.
Good road course.
A lot cleaner too. It what you didn't have the debacle at turn 1 a bunch of times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One or two crazy things, but definitely a lot more tame, a lot
I mean,
more
pretty much
respectful.
just the start of the race. I didn't really see anyone spin out too much
Yeah.
afterwards.
No.
Yeah, just some door banging, but
I mean, good hard racing, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. I felt like it was just the right amount. Enough bumping, enough trading paint, but nothing like, hey, I'm just gonna straight up dump you.
I
into
could
the
tell
corner,
you after
know?
watching the Indy race, it was a lot more exciting
Yeah.
Yeah.
because
I watched about half
I will
of the
say
Indy race. I would say so.
the fun thing about the Indy cars, guess what? Dirty air sucks for them too.
Yeah. And
So-
that thing about St. Pete too, there's nowhere to freaking
No
pass
passing.
on that.
No passing at
There's
all.
nowhere. And it's such a
You have
such a fuel
one
mi-
passing zone,
Was it I wasn't able to tune into all the details. Was it a fuel mileage race again?
a little bit.
Like last year was like
It wasn't
ridiculous. Like
too-
Daytona 500 level fuel saving, obnoxious.
No, well, it didn't seem like it was that bad.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah,
But
but
it
you'll,
was-
you'll, I've noticed that you'll kind of get that in IndyCar and even F1. It's like there's certain tracks where it's like the race is the qualifying. The qualifying's the exciting thing to watch because it's like, it's like in F1. If you qualify first in Monaco, you're probably gonna win Monaco. Probably.
Yeah, typically.
It's kind of one of those same things where it's like if there's no passing zones, then your onus has to be on the qualifying.
Yeah.
So
Well, cool. So next week we go to Phoenix, right?
I thought it was Vegas.
We keep debating this.
No, it's Phoenix.
It's Phoenix.
I just
And
wanted
then
to, I
Vegas.
just wanted to mess you up.
I think Robert asked, does Bell take 3 in a row? I think he's
Very
probably the
likely.
odds-on favorite
He's-
going in
yeah.
there.
Either
Yeah.
him or Penske.
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, Chastain can be good there. So
Yeah.
Yeah,
we'll see. There, it should be interesting. I'll be excited to see practice and qualifying next week.
Sorry,
Just read the
everyone
chat.
is-
Yeah.
we're
Yeah.
all reading the same thing. I'll read
Yeah,
it out
so-
loud. Harvick explained that during practice and qualifying, drivers could not have all 4 tires inside of the candy cane curb in turn 5, yet during the race, they all were clearly doing it.
I'm not
Question
sure. Track 5 was in the limits or track limits section, but 6 wasn't. 6 is the last right-hander, so I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. Track limits will
Sometimes
be debated
NASCAR
next year.
gets it wrong.
You know where there's no track limits? Texas Motor Speedway.
Hey.
God. Oh my God.
telling you,
But yeah, no,
give
we
it
got
time.
we got Xfinity and Cup next week. Trucks eventually come back when we get to Las Vegas in 2 weeks.
Yep.
So, but I'm looking forward to it. Xfinity race is always really good here at
Are they,
Phoenix.
I thought we mentioned
Oh!
it. They're doing what? Go ahead.
Good.
I was gonna say they're doing new tires.
That's what I was gonna say.
They were gonna say they're gonna be
The
bringing
option
back
tire.
we
that
have
option
an
tire.
option tire like Richmond last year.
Wait,
And I know
2
that
sets or just one? Like, here's your new tire.
I'm not sure.
think they're
No, it'll
doing-
probably be two,
it'll probably be
maybe
2.
3 sets.
Fire. I'm about that.
Yeah.
but-
Good
but
This
strategies.
is so. This is the way that they are going to test tires going forward. Pretty
Let's
much.
go.
Yep.
That way the track can be rubbered up. It is race simulation. You got 40 cars out there. Like this is the best
They
possible.
blow up in
test
20
you can-
laps. All right, put the primary
Cool.
tire
Yeah,
on.
'cause
Yeah,
I know
just don't run them, and they'll have plenty of sets of primaries.
right.
So that I believe they're allocated the same amount of primaries they normally do, and then you also get 2 real soft tires that will give you a bunch more grip and a bunch more speed. But at least they'll have some
Big
good
win.
data. And I think
Right.
it's an extended practice session next week, and teams will probably definitely be running that tire to figure out what it's got. So we'll have a really good idea what's going on.
Right.
Yeah, I'm really excited for it.
I'm pumped for that because Phoenix is not typically one of my favorite short tracks. Like,
Correct.
And it's just kind of it can get pretty dull, especially like the last couple of years. It's kind of like meh. But then like if you're bringing the option tire and you're going to see the same things we've been seeing in the other short
Yep.
tracks.
Yeah, watch.
It's
They're
gonna be a
going
lot
to
of
fix
fun.
Phoenix, and then we're going to leave next year for the
Yep.
championship. It's exactly what's going to happen. We're going
Yeah.
to have one phenomenal championship race and
We
be like,
fixed COTA.
don't move. Oh, it's leaving.
We fixed
Yeah.
COTA. All right, bye.
We're going to. Yeah, championship race is going to be at Texas.
Oh no. Oh,
Right.
jeez.
I'm done.
All right,
Anyways.
all right, y'all. Well, it's been a fun night, so we are going to get out of here. Like, share, subscribe on all the different socials. We're pretty much everywhere that can be found. And you always find us in the Discord. We've got the link somewhere in the chat. Scroll back a little ways. It's in there. If you aren't part of the Discord, jump on there.
Especially if you want to see a funny photo.
Yeah, we're going to be posting a funny photo on there. But yeah, it's been fun, y'all. So
Austin.
we will see you guys next week after whatever race it ends up being.
Phoenix.
Phoenix. We just talked about
I
it.
just,
Phoenix.
I just wanted to make sure.
Phoenix.
All right, y'all. We'll take it easy, and we'll talk to you next time.
Yeah.